Hello everybody, welcome back to Retro Game Revisited. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to be doing Quake 2 for the Nintendo 64. Quake 2 originally was released in 1997 for the PC. As we know, that's an awesome game. Paved the way for a lot of different game modes. It just paved the way for first person shooting in general, making sure that there was a step up from games like Doom and Duke, where you may have had quite a bit of, like a lot of sprite textures and stuff like that. So, moving on from there, the N64 port was released as late as 1999. The core gameplay largely remained the same, but certain features were scaled down, limited, or just removed flat out, due to the limitation of the N64 console, I'd imagine. The multiplayer for the console was a 4-player split screen. It was quite good at the time, I suppose. I mean, considering that you had like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Duke 64, Doom 64, which I haven't got a copy of yet. I'm working on it. But you know, it was something to have. It was something to do. Players had to choose from predetermined models, whereas on the PC you were able to customize how your character looked, or how your avatar looked. Because of the limitations again of the Nintendo, we weren't able to do that. So you could only pick from a few different models and colours. So you know, that's pretty much the multiplayer of that. I believe that you can do deathmatch. I wouldn't have thought team deathmatch would be an option. I doubt there's bots. Like in the Duke video, you can play against computer controlled opponents. I don't think you can on this one, although I haven't got round to it. I'm going to get some friends over in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to see if we can at least give it a go and see if it's any good. The N64 version, apparently the story is completely different. Now, I haven't played this before, but the story is completely different. The single player levels are not even close, they're not even the same. They're not the same campaign, it's like a brand new game. There were new lighting effects that were given to the N64 version as opposed to the PC version. Now, I'm not sure why that was. I've got a feeling it's probably just down to the Nintendo 64 being able to render the graphics differently, because the PC version would have had to be benchmarked against what was the best at the time. So the expansion pack allowed for extra detail, whereas if you didn't have the expansion pack for the N64, you'd be stuck with quite a lame duck of a version of Quake 2. So now that I've got that out of the way, let's play some Quake 2. Actually no, first I'm not going to play Quake 2. First I want to talk about a little bit is a convention I went to recently was London Anime Gaming Con. I've been going since 2011, mostly in cosplay. I do various cosplays throughout the time. But I feel that the larger the event has become, the less it's become about what I feel a convention should be, and that's having merchandise stalls, having people interact with other people within their fandoms. You know, if there's a group of people that like Supernatural and they go and decide to cosplay for whatever reason, then they can meet up with other people who like Supernatural and they can make friends. That's what I thought a convention was more about, was making friends and, you know, merchandise and stuff like that. I understand that it's not a very big con just yet, but it is getting bigger. I mean, there was a few retro video game stalls. I mean, obviously, doing what I do, I headed straight for those, and I had a look at everything they had. I felt that the games and consoles were way overpriced, and I've got a feeling that it's either one of two things. It's either because the convention itself overcharges for the stalls. So to rent a stall for the weekend, they probably charge an astronomical figure. The second thing would probably be down to the fact that they just assume because the game is rare that they need to charge a silly amount for it. I even stood in front of a guy who ran one of the stalls, and no disrespect to them, you know, if they've got to make money. But I stood in front of him and I said, "How much for that NES?" And he said £55. So what's the best you could do for me if I bought the console and a couple of games? And he said £50. for the console, not including the games. I said, well, hold on, if I buy the console and some games, you can only knock off a £5 off the console. So, you know, not the art of haggling was lost there, I think. But I stood there in front of him checking eBay, and I found about 4 NES. Granted, they were bidding, but they were quite low. They were as low as £15. Now I know they can go between 20 to 30, even 40 if it comes in the box or if it has games with it. But for just the console with the wires, 20 to 30 pounds. So 50, 55, not justified. Needless to say, I came away with one game, and that was Time Crisis for the PlayStation, because I'd like to try and get hold of a small CRT TV, so I can play the old shooting games on it. What else was at the convention? I saw a load of my friends, which was nice. Got to hang out with them for a bit and have a bit of a laugh. There was a lot of game tournaments. I didn't take part in any of them because I had very limited time, as I had to work that day. So I had to work in the evening. I couldn't stay long, and if they said like, oh yeah, the final of the tournament's at 8 o'clock at night, if I wasn't going to be there at 8 o'clock at night, then I somehow got to the final, what would be the point? But it was fun. I was going to do a video while I was there. In hindsight, I wish I had, but I don't know. I think I kind of bottled it on the day because there was just too much going on, and you know, people can interrupt and, you know, walk in front of the camera and stuff like that. I mean, you kind of have that, but at such a small convention like that, it's more likely to happen. Whereas LSCC, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do some videos while I'm there, and I can take some space, like, you know, away from everything else. So overall, the convention LAGC it's gotten worse as I've been going over the years. It's gotten worse and worse and worse. I don't really feel like cosplaying there anymore because there's not really a point. You know, I mean, everyone has their own cliques now. Like, nobody interacts with anyone else as much as they used to. Everyone arrives with a little group of friends and they stay in their friends group and stuff. I don't know. I think that the friendship, the making friends part of the convention's lost for that one. But apparently it's the thing. If a convention gets larger and larger and larger, the fact of the way of making friends is smaller and smaller and smaller. So yeah. All right. Okay. That's enough about that, because I don't want to dwell on it too much, because I feel like I bought a Sunday ticket and I didn't even go. So I bought a Saturday ticket. I went. I bought a Sunday ticket and I didn't go. So that kind of says it all. And I'm not one to really waste money. Okay. So let's play some Quake 2. Right. Right. Options. Player. Viper. Okay. Let's. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to be me. Okay, I don't think it really matters, does it? Because we're not going to be playing that much. So. Okay, sensitivity, controller. Preset style B, forward, turn, back, turn, look up, look down, forward, style D, F. Wow. I think we'll stick with style B. That looks good. Look up, step right and left, forward, up and down, attack. Yeah, that's yes. So style B is what we want. There's quite a lot of options. Always run, on, status bar, on, crosshair on, yeah. Try playing these games without a crosshair these days. Okay, system. Okay, yeah, that's cool. It's cool by me, it's fine. Okay, save setup. Controller or controller pack may not be inserted properly or content. Repair, okay. Create. Yes. Repair. Yes. Alright. See, I got this off eBay the other day. It's apparently it's a Ultra 64 memory card. Should have really just got a normal one, but it was so cheap. Always snap it in, make sure that it's okay. Let's try with these. Let's try messing with these dip switches. Whoops! Knocking the microphone about there. This is what happens when you do stuff on your own and everything's all down to you. You end up knocking things over. So let's try and see if the dip switches make a difference. Ah, okay. Alright, cool. So there's little switches there, little dip switches. Just played with those and it seems to have worked. I'm sorry if you're hearing background noise, like some sort of kind of drums or pinging. That's my phone. I forgot to put it on silent, but I'm not going to turn it off now. Single player, new campaign, easy. Insert rumble pack, don't use. I always found the rumble pack was more of a gimmick, and it didn't really do anything for me, you know. I mean, yeah. Now, you have rumble packs, you know. They're kind of built into the controller, but at the time you didn't really you didn't really need it. You know, these games didn't warrant a rumble pack as much, and plus they were crap, and it was basically like a metal ball bearing that would like fly around inside this thing, and it would break so easily. I mean, I had a black one that was HMV limited edition. It was sold with a WWF Attitude. It was really weird because I bought WrestleMania 2000, which was the different game, and the guy was like, "Oh, do you want one of these?" And I was like, "Yeah." Well, it's for free. Okay, I'll take it. He's like, "Well, you're buying the game." He said, "It's not really part of the deal, but you know, I'll sell it to you." I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." But it was a rumble pack and a memory pack in one, and it was pretty good actually. It's oops. Okay, I haven't figured out what crouch is. Hold on. Alright, let's switch weapon, jump. Let's look down. Let's jump. What's crouch? What? Can we crouch? Can I crouch? No, okay. Hang on. Okay. Nope. I don't know what the controls are. I can't duck. Or maybe you don't need to. Oh, okay. It's me just being stupid. You'll see a lot of that. Oh, I'm drowning. Okay. Alright, cool. So, I forgot what I was saying now. But it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, the rumble pack and the memory card. It was a 2-in-1. The rumble pack, it broke within a week. I think the game it broke with was Duke 64. It after, like, you could hear after a while the rumble, the bit that rumbles or makes the pack rumble. After a while, it just started to make really weird noise. It was sort of whirring extremely loudly, quite worryingly, and then eventually I could hear it like smashing off the side inside of the casing. So the casing's got pins, and I've unflicked the pins, and I managed to get. I took out the rumble pack bit, but the memory card pack bit still worked, and it was really weird for a long time. I'm quite a superstitious guy, and I found that when I was playing my N64 games, if I didn't have my rumble pack and controller, with this one, if I didn't have this controller with my black rumble pack, it was like, oh, I'm not going to do well. And then I would always play FIFA against my friends, and I would do okay. I mean, I might not win, but I'd score a couple of goals at least. Just because I felt like I had the rumble pack. If I didn't have the rumble pack if I ever went to a friend's house and played, I had to take my controller and rumble pack with me. And if I didn't, if I forgot, I don't know. I guess I played poorly. All right, can I climb this ladder? Can I climb this ladder? Okay, cool. All right, so what do I think of the game so far? It's not bad. I mean, now that I haven't played this before, but someone did. They did say to me, make sure that you check the controls before you start playing. I didn't understand why, but I guess it's because there's so many different control methods that. Yeah. There's so many different control layouts. Sorry, I should say layouts that you know that you have to pick the right one. So I guess I've done that. But this is alright. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if you didn't have a PC, which a lot of kids at the time didn't have, they were all console based. This would have been a quite like you would have heard your friends that have PCs go, oh man, Quake 2, it's like one of the best games of like out at the moment, and you'd be like, oh, wish I could play it. Well, they created a version. I mean, yeah, okay, it was 2 years late, but they created a version, and it's a good one. It's not a bad version at all. I'm quite enjoying this actually. There is a story, I'm guessing. There is like missions, but I'm not interested in those. I mean, I have to do it to complete the level, that's fine, but the story for Quake, I never really understood the story, because as far as I was aware, Quake 1 was a really weird sort of sort of semi-medieval, if anything, to me, it looked like they didn't have a clue what they wanted to do with it. There was 4 episodes. I mean, I've done a much earlier video about it, and I will do another one now that I've figured out how to edit videos better and record better. I will be doing other videos. I'll do another Quake 1 video with more depth when I go through the different episodes. But it was very weird, sort of dystopian. I don't know, like, sorry, I'm fumbling over my words because I don't really know how to describe it. It's one of those games where you didn't quite know what category to put it in, or at least I didn't. It was a shooter, but if you said to me, oh well, is it futuristic? Is it modern day? Is it World War II? Honestly, I couldn't place it. Honestly, couldn't place it. Now this is one of my favourite weapons, the machine gun. For this game, I just liked the weapon. I just thought it looked good. It was. I just enjoyed using this. I must blew myself up. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So sorry, I keep digressing and getting it all wrong. So Quake 2, as far as the story goes, in my opinion, has nothing to do with Quake 1. I mean, if you just have to look at it, it doesn't even look the same. The guns are different. Well, I mean that's probably for the best, but it just didn't seem to evolve. It has nothing to do with the Quake 1 story. I mean, I should have looked before I did the introduction to the video, but I'm pretty sure that this had nothing to do with the original story anyway. It was probably like a new game, and they just acquired the license to call it Quake. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. The only thing is with first-person shooters on the Nintendo 64. Once you're used to how to control it, it's all right. But until then, it is kind of hard. I mean, I'm not entirely used to it, but it's not too bad. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this so far. I mean, this would have, I would have welcomed this, even though I had played it on the PC when it first came out. I would have welcomed this in my collection, definitely, and I'm glad I have it now. Because this is one of the games that you can sort of break out at a party when people who aren't very good at games can play as well. Because you could be horrible at this game, and all you need is a rocket launcher, and it's not like Call of Duty where you need a specific set of skills. And no, I'm not doing a Liam Neeson, but yeah, and there's collateral damage if you hit someone too close with an explosive weapon. You're going to kill yourself in the process. Okay, so that's that blown up. I'm guessing then the force field is down here. Oh, okay, repulsor field active. Do we have a mission statement? Mission 4, locate and use teleports. Okay. Cool. Okay. One other thing I've noticed is the obviously the graphics are rendered a lot worse than the Nintendo 64 version, but another thing I've noticed is the HUD is completely different, and the weapons have a terrible frame rate. It's almost like they lose 10 frames per animation, and they look very, very blocky. Okay, alright. I mean, anyone who's played Quake 2 will know that the animation for firing the guns is actually quite smooth, whereas this was not smooth at all. It's about as smooth as a cheese grater. Right, so I'm assuming that's the teleporter. Always check for more power-ups and stuff. Alright. So, I mean, it's not a bad game at all. It's just one of those things, I guess. I mean, I'm used to playing the PC version. I mean, this is like a brand new game. There were two expansion packs for Quake 2. I'd never heard of them until I'd seen them on Steam. The Scourge of Armagon, I think one of them was called, or something like that. The Quake 1 had expansion as well. I might be thinking of those, but I'm sure Quake 2 had mission packs and stuff, where it was there were new levels and stuff. I'm curious if these are those extra missions that you could get on the PC, the mission packs. I'm wondering if that's what they did instead to save time and money, was just to copy and paste. I mean, they would have had to scale the graphics down. That's for sure. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I mean, the skybox is pretty. It looks okay. It looks very flat, but it's not bad for the N64. The lighting's kind of nice. I mean, like the glow on the lights is there. It's not bad. Talking about the convention that I went to, these guys they had Doom 64, and it's one of the ones I've been after for a little while, but they wanted like £35 for it, and it's not like a rare to find game, well, not to my knowledge anyway. It's not a rare game. I mean, it might be. But £35, I think they were hoping that people would just buy it based on the name, that it's a Doom game. But I'm kind of thrifty like that. I wouldn't pay over the odds. I would just wait until it comes up on eBay. Okay. Oh god, this is one of those. I hate these. I hate it when a first-person shooter does these stupid puzzles where you have to jump, because you can't see where your feet are, so you don't know if you're going to make it or just run straight through the beam. I mean, obviously I made it through. I never quite understood what the bad guys of this game were. Were they soldiers? Were they experiments? Were they mutants? Were they a whole new race of, you know, Mad Max enemies or something? And you're always on your own, you know. I mean, it was good because on the PC there were like transmissions from your what do you call them, like your command center, so to speak, because the story is better. The story is better explained on the PC. You're this marine. You guys have been attacked by the Strogg, which is what they're called, Strogos or whatever. I don't know. And you are going to intercept them on their planet and attack them. And that's the idea behind the game. Oh shit! See what I mean? So the story's pretty weak, if anything. It's very Starship Troopers style. Oh god, I hate these guys. Oh Jesus, have I got any other weapons? You dead? Okay. Whew. 13 health. Catch that. So I've been picking up all these grenades. I had the grenade launcher and I didn't realise to use it. Okay. Damn it. Oh, I'm trapped in here with these guys. I'm glad that they allowed the gore to remain in this game, because, you know, they would be taking away so much from the original. Oh, there's a crack in that wall. Cool, cool, cool. They would have taken so much away from the original game that it really, you know, it would have been too Nintendo-ized. There's no such word as Nintendo-ized, I use that. But what I mean is because it's a family-friendly console, they would have, you know, made everything, you know, for the kids. They would have scaled it all down. But you can't. Quake 2, you can't scale down Quake 2. You know. All right, I'm done with that. So that was pretty good. I liked it. Quake 2, it's a good game. I might continue playing through it eventually. I'm going to save that level there. Yeah, it's a good game to have in your collection. If you've got an N64, it's a good game to have in your collection. It's not expensive if you're willing to be patient and just let eBay do its thing. And that's it. I mean, it's quite a faithful port, apart from the fact that obviously the levels are completely different. The weapons animation is beyond awful. It's the most choppy thing I've seen in a very long time. And that's about it. So you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good port. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Retro Game Revisited. As you can see, we're using a new logo because we're trying to, move on from the. We're evolving. As with everything that comes out of the internet these days, we're evolving. So we're going to have more stuff to do, more things happening. We're going to have more people doing uploads to the page. So it's not just going to be me; it's going to be other people as well. And thanks very much for watching. Subscribe down below, down here somewhere. In the description there is a Facebook page, Twitter, and a whole lot of other affiliations that I'm now affiliated with. And thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you again on the flip side.